BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
What's up, guys? Chef Jeff, this dope cooking show. What's up? What's happening? Hey, look, if you are here and you heard that Chef Jeff, has a cooking show, it is called This Dope Cooking Show. We on every Friday, every Tuesday, 5:30, without fail. Whether it's a rerun, a repeat, a new one, a live, whatever, we on. All right. So look, listen, what's happening? What y'all got going on? What y'all been up to? Man, it's been a little hot around here, you know what I'm saying? So, see, where do I start, right? Okay, so last year, I met with Fish. Y'all know that's the only day I'll be outside, right? So last year with Fish, I'm sitting there, I get a call from Doc. Doc was like, hey, it's a little warm in here. I'm not sure what's going on, but the earth's still blowing, but it's not as cold as it should be. So, cool, you know, I had my buddy come over, check it out, right? And he was like, yeah, it's getting a little weak. I'm gonna put this on and you should be fine, right? Cool. Well, you know, we start going through, we go through the winter, we come back to summertime. Y'all know winter in Texas don't last long at all, right? So come back to the summertime, we made it this year without so many triple digit days, but still was a lot of hot days here. So air conditioning unit got to doing this thing again. Now we made it to with Fest again this year, right? No problems, right? So cool. That was a 1 year anniversary of the problem. So then we get into July, mid-July, late July, early August, and the AC starts tripping. Walked in one night from work, took a shower, got out the shower. You know how you open the door with your air on, you be like, whoo, get hit with that little breeze of cold air. Didn't happen. I'm going, you know, as I'm getting ready for bed and everything, boom, I start, y'all ain't hot? And everybody like, nah, not for real. Well, of course, we those people. We keep our ceiling fans going all year round. We got other fans blowing air all the way around. We got a room sanitizer going. So it's always some type of breeze, some type of airflow going through here, right? So, one, we got 2 dogs, right? I'm allergic to dogs. I used to be, rather. After you turn 40, things change. Let me tell you that for sure. After you turn 40, things change. So I used to be allergic to dogs. I'm not as allergic to dogs as I used to be. And I can only have short-haired dogs, hence the reason chasing jacks. Okay. So I'm like, y'all ain't hot. I go outside and, I look at the thermostat. Thermostat says 75. This is at 9 o'clock at night, right? Red flag number 1. We normally keep our house on 73. Here's of late, we have been keeping our house a little colder. I'm just going to tell y'all, the colder you keep your house, the better you're going to sleep. I know that because I have been doing it for the past 3 months. At about 6 o'clock, we start dropping our AC down to about 70, 71, 70 degrees, depending on how hot it is, right? And it stays that way all the way through the night. And then we get up in the morning, we raise it back up to 73. I'm just saying, I have been sleeping a lot more sounder. I've been feeling a lot more rested, relaxed. You know what I mean? Y'all know I got that new job. Y'all know I'm out there, right? And so I be refreshed when I go to work, when I actually do get some time off. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little crazy. I'll tell y'all about that in a minute. But anyway, so I noticed that, it wasn't cooling. So I went outside and I hit the reset button, right? Now, I don't know much about AC stuff, but I know where a reset button is, and if you push it, it should start over, right? They always life has some things, you know what I'm saying? And you get to some bad situations, and you hit the reset button, start over, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I did that for a while, and then it just started getting progressively worse. So my homeboy was like, hey, man, you might need a new condenser unit. Say what? Excuse me, what? Wait a minute. Wait. I priced a condenser unit, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy one, he going to put it in. Bruh. What? It's a what? Expensive. No discounts, no nothing. Even a discount ain't even a discount. So I called my home warranty people. They like, yeah, nah, we cover it, but we only cover the part that broke. So in order for them to cover it, they would have to call somebody out here, find out what actually broke, and then so I'm like, well, everything I'm getting is that the system is old, it's outdated. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, now we're not going to replace the whole system. We'll just replace the part that goes broke. And I'm like, well, you can't get parts for it. And she was like, okay. So they sent somebody out here and basically they was like, yep, you need to know a whole new system. And the home warranty system, people, it didn't cover, right? It wasn't covered under the home warranty, whatever. So, and I'm starting to figure out like these home warranty, the situations, they a little bogus. I ain't gonna even lie. Like they sold me when we first got our house, and it was like, yeah, all you gotta do is pay the deductible, $75 to come fix whatever. I'd have called them like 4 times, and they have not been able to deliver. Like legit, not been able to deliver. So you know how I feel about that. So anyway, end up doing the whole rigmarole with them, calling a guy that said he could fix it. He couldn't fix it. Called a couple of people, got some quotes. So anyway. We dropped a bunch of money on our AC unit, but it's so fresh, so clean, so crisp, so cool in here right now. So, we had to drop the grid, but we ended up coming out on top to the point where, we got a new air conditioning and it's covered for like 10 years and things like that, right? Home ownership is ghetto. Don't want to do it. So anyway, so dealing with that, right? I know I'm on a new job, so I'll tell y'all story time about the new job, right? So I told you about the one lady that quit just out of nowhere. She said she had the flu, and then all of a sudden she never came back. Like she said she was sick. She called off one day, and then she never showed back up. And I tried my damnedest to hold that lady's job. I mean, I really tried. Like I just kind of like it didn't exist. I'm going in working on Saturdays. I'm supposed to be off, right, on Saturday and Sunday, but if the team is short, I'm not gonna leave my team short. So I've been working on either a Saturday and Sunday, or I've been working on a whole Saturday and part of Sunday and just not, documenting it on my schedule. I know, but I'm salary, so it don't really matter, right? You got to get the job done, and that's what it takes. Cool. So anyway, trying to replace this lady, whatever, trying to get a new person in there. It's been a battle. I'm talking about. So I hired a guy. He didn't show up at the right time. I can't fool with you, right? I hired another guy. He showed up, worked a day, and then I guess got arrested, or I don't know what happened. But he hit me up like 2 weeks later and was like, "I was in jail. Can I come back to work?" No. Like I mean, so the interview process that I dealt with, like it's kind of like winging it, right? Because there's really no formula, no formal questionnaire or anything that you ask people at my job on the interview, right? You kind of sit them down, you get a vibe for them, see how they are, and give them a shot. Maybe they work out, maybe they don't, right? And for the most part, I'm batting 50-50. Like I had a guy for a server. I was, we went back and forth for a couple of weeks to change the position, they renamed it something else, and then, we was trying to figure out a way to get one person for multiple roles. So I ended up hiring this guy. He been in there. He been there like nonstop. He was like, "Yo, you the best chef I ever worked for. You hands on. You always in the trenches with us. You don't ever let us get too busy before you come out and show up." He was like, "You always greeting the guests. Like you are all over the place." And he was like, "Bro, you are an amazing chef." I'm thinking, thank you so much. I really do try, but we got to get this work done, and I ain't gonna let nobody carry the load. Carry more of the load. We gonna all share the load. You know what I'm saying? So he's been cool. This cook's position, man, it's been crazy. Like folks just don't show up for the interview, or they show up for the interview late, or they show up for the interview looking like they just rolled out of bed. Now there was a one girl. She had a catering business. She had this. She had this. She had her own like sauce line. So I'm like, bet like this could be, a dope collab. So I bring her in. This chick gets out with the Pippi Longstocking ponytails, a shirt that was too little, some jeans with rips all in them. I was just like, man. So and then she showed up late for the interview. The interview was supposed to be at 1. She didn't show up like 1:15. I'm gone. Like, nah. 15-minute grace period? No, not at all. 5, yes, because you really should have been there early. Y'all, if y'all going to interviews, I'm telling to the next generation, the generation I grew up with, we went to the interview suit and tie, shirt, tie, slacks. We went to the interview presentable as if we wanted the job. This next generation, hear me and hear me clear. Do not show up to a job interview with some sweatpants on, some tennis shoes, and something on your head. Don't do it. Don't show up to a job in a baggy sweatsuit. Please look professional. Business casual. Look it up. There's definitions for it. Business casual. That's what you should show with, and show with an updated copy of your resume. And actually have something on your resume outside of what you did in college. You've got to have at least some type of work history. And being on the student government in high school, I mean, that's great and everything, but I mean, in college, that's great and everything, but can you flip these sausages? Can you make an omelet? Can you scramble eggs? I had somebody show up for a job and they couldn't even scramble. She said, I've never worked for did breakfast food before. You would have to show me. Okay, so I go back and I show her. All right, I actually did a trial interview because this person her attitude was very nice. She was a college kid, and I was like, give her a shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna give you a shot. So I was like, well, come on, let me show me what you know. So I showed her how to scramble eggs, right, in a pan, just one egg. I say, duplicate what I did. So she scrambled the egg, right? Cool, no problem. I showed her how to make an omelet. Now, plain omelet, nothing in it. No, we didn't do much. All I did was we did the, we did the spoon, we did the liquid eggs, right? You didn't have to crack no shell egg. I come from shell eggs, crack them, you whisk them up, right? No, I used the liquid eggs for her, and so sis couldn't even she couldn't flip it, that is not mandatory. Okay, let me tell y'all, it's not mandatory for you to flip the omelet in the pan. That flip situation, that it's in the risk. I'm telling y'all, it's in the risk, and it's in the speed of can you catch what you just threw, right? That's really it. It's not any magic. There's no chef dust that's sprinkled on it to make you be able to flip that omelet. I'm telling you, it's simple. It's all in the wrist, and it's just like a shake, and you flip the pan up. That's it. And the more you do it, the easier it get. Cool. Everybody on my staff don't know how to flip, and that's fine. But this baby couldn't even turn it over. She couldn't get it over for whatever reason. She couldn't use a spatula. She couldn't do it with the pan. She was scared of it. She said the fire was too high, and I just couldn't let her have the job. I just couldn't do it. I was like, okay, because she had open availability. She was able to work whatever shift. She was like, I'm just willing to do whatever. And that was the type of people, willing workers are great, right? Those are the people that you want to use, have on your staff, but you don't want to abuse them because you'll burn them out, right? And I'm thinking, okay, if she's able to keep up at Wingstop, she should be able to keep up here. Cool. She couldn't do it. So the guy Jesus hired Jesus. Jesus came in, and I really wasn't feeling Jesus' vibe, honestly, because he had hair he had a man bun, right? Then he had a real long, straggly beard. And so I told him that, hey, you got to wear a hairnet, and I'm gonna probably have to give you a beard net because this beard was it was way long. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't let him I wasn't really feeling that, but I put a beard net on him. He worked fine, right? He could do all the things. He worked one day. He only worked one day. I didn't even give him a chance to give him paperwork to fill out for the job. He never showed back up, right? He said he had to go to court. So he messaged me later on that night and was like, hey, I can't come in tomorrow because I forgot I got court. And I got to work a double on Friday. Cool. You ain't filled out no paperwork, no hard, no file. We ain't really talk about no schedule. No problem, right? I'm going to let you slide on that. I give grace, right? I definitely give grace. So, cool. He messages me now in the middle of all this, on top of all of this is happening with Jesus. I got the whole AC thing going on. So I'm trying to board my dogs, find us a room so we could be cool. Find us a place at the hotel, find a hotel that's close. So Doc didn't have to do a whole bunch of driving to get back over here to get the boys to school. It was all kind of stuff. So I finally get situated at the hotel and I get a message. And he was like, hey, what time you want me to be there on Saturday? I'm thinking, bet, cool. We start at 6:00 on Saturday. See you then. He's like, yeah, see you then. Never heard from the dude. Never heard from him no more. Never heard from the guy. And so it was just like, all right, And so I never did close the posting, but but I was getting ready to, right? Because I was like, okay, he cool. But then on the back burner, I had interviewed this other guy named Luis. And so, I mean, now mind you, I'm trying to hire people that can at least speak a little bit of English because the Spanish English gap is not bad, but it can be troublesome when they want it to. We'll say that. So I guess, to I go back into my little file, find the guy Louise. I'm like, hey, you still looking for a job? He's like, yeah, I can start Tuesday. I'm like, bet, I'll see you Tuesday. He been fine ever since. Last week, Jesus hits me up and was like, hey, this happened, this happened, this happened. I know you may have had to move on, but is it a possibility I could still have a job? No, because you didn't call or show up. So that's considered a no-show, right? And then he was like, well, do I get a check for the day that I worked? And I'm thinking, so initial reaction, he ain't got no paperwork filled out. We don't know who you is, so we paying you for. So that's not how you do that, right? That is not the law. You cannot break the law. That is unlawful to pay somebody that has showed up to your establishment and worked, right? So I talked to my boss. My boss is like, well, this is what we can do. You have them come up, fill out blah, blah, blah. We take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So told him, but I still ain't seen it. So we're going to see what happens. So that's been going on, right? And in the meantime, in between time, we've been working, just getting it in every day, just coming up with specials, coming up with ideas, trying to figure out how to stay on top, right? Because right now my department is on top. We got a 97, a 98 month to date, 97 for the month as far as overall customer satisfaction. So my goal is to push it to a 98, 99, 100, see what we can do, right? So I've been coming up with different ideas, trying to drum up more business, trying to drum up more sales, work executive stuff, doing it, like really, really, I kind of settled in, like, it's a grind. Anytime I hit the floor over there, it's a grind. We're gonna work. So we're just gonna work. We're just gonna get it in. We're gonna do what we gotta do, right? So we've been having some replays. Been trying to keep it breakfast. So today, and this is like the culmination. It's not so I had some episodes, right? But they wasn't translated. Technical difficulties. Had two of them. Had some fire stuff going on, but it just didn't translate. It just didn't happen. So technical stuff, I'm not a technical whiz. I am a chef and a guy that likes to work on cars, right? Technical stuff, if you ain't turn it off, turn it back on, I ain't really ain't. That ain't really me. So, yeah. So today on this Dope Cooking Show, we're gonna do a breakfast quesadilla. I know. Your mind was like, I know. And I know you've seen them, but we're gonna do one. We're going to show you how to do it. So that way you can be the next hit at your next brunch, bar mitzvah party, home, breakfast in bed situation. And you're going to bless them with one of these. And they're going to be full, right? So let's get into what we're going to do. And we'll be right back. To this real quick. It ain't going to be much today. It ain't going to be much. It ain't going to be too crazy, right? Because we're getting ready to, get on this bird, fly up out of here, get to the workhouse. But I want to make sure I got y'all something today for real, for me. Proof of life, one. Proof of life, one. And then, just kind of wrap this whole thing up. We did a lot of bouncing around, but we still got some breakfast stuff. So, right, I wanted to close out the breakfast series with a breakfast quesadilla. And easy peasy, nothing to it, right? So we're going to chop up our vegetables, right? We're going to put, let's do some, we're going to do some peppers in it, right? Do some, let's see. We got here. Yeah. No. Try to see what I got going. Just a little bit of onion. Just a little bit. People here don't really like that onion. You know what I'm saying? So we got to sneak them in there because they give for sure. And they're good for your heart. Let's keep it 100. Onions are good for your heart. So you definitely want to, I know you may not like them. And if you worry more about your breath, keep you some gum in the car. You ain't got to worry about it no more. There's too many different types of gum you can have. You worry about stinky breath. So, small dice. Something like that. Just a little bit. Get it in there. We don't do too much, right? And yeah. Okay. So are y'all paying attention to what is going on in our world today? More so along the lines with food. And make sure y'all get on some type of site that gives y'all the food recalls because they are growing. Okay. And I don't want to scare nobody, but hey, it's like that. It's not it. It's not it. Uh, so you're gonna wanna make sure you pay attention to the recall. They give you information on when it was manufactured, when it was produced, where, what plant it was done at, and then they also tell you, what store. So if you know that you frequent one of those stores, you may have something that has been recalled, um, and you might need to look into it, right? And so that's just that. Like you just have to. You got to take, pride in what you got in your house, and you got to make sure that what you got in your house is safe for everyone there to eat. And I follow all of the everything. I follow all of them. So I'm always gonna be like, yes, 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 throw this away. And that if I think I got something in my house, I'm just gonna throw it away anyway. I ain't really even trying to find out when, where it's produced, who made what plant it was, and if that plant ships to my store. Like you really could go down the supply chain from beginning to the end if you want to, but I just ain't. If I got it in my house, I'm tossing it. And that's just that on it. So in this breakfast quesadilla, we're gonna have a few things. So you see the peppers and onions, right? Got that. We're gonna throw some sausage in there, okay? And so we're gonna keep it small because you know me, sometimes I'll be making too much stuff. But I don't I'm trying to make sure we got what we got. So we're gonna put a little bit of our do some smoked sauce, right? Do some smoked sauces. And we're just gonna do a little bit. We're not gonna do too much. But just so we got some meat in that thing. We're gonna do some smoked sauces. We'll cut this guy up a little bit. Mhm. And I happen to like a lot of meat, so that's carnivore first. So we'll have a little bit of that. And then we may add some of the Jimmy Dean sausage in here too. So we're gonna get our skillet ready to go. But I'm gonna chop up this sausage first. Chop the skillet. Um, so I have been on a journey, right? Told you I'm on a journey. And it's a journey of me, like me getting myself together. And just discovering some things about me, my family, um, like my immediate family, people that I live with. We do and die from we dog, like this stuff we like to do or don't do. You know what I mean? We just finally trying to get to the point where, we just like to do some stuff. And we don't want to, everybody don't want to be bothered with everybody. So, my sons, they're coming into their own where they want to, do their own thing, but still be in the same room. Kind of much like me and Doc. We used to do our own thing. She jumped back into reading books. Fellas, hear me good. Buy your wife a romance now. Mm-hmm. Buy a romance now. Let her read it. It's going to bless you. I'm telling you, it's going to bless you for sure. Buy a romance novel or find one that all the girls are reading and let your wife read that thing. God bless you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all. So we got our three ingredients, right? Plus a couple of eggs we're gonna add to that. And so we're gonna go over here to the stove and we're gonna get this thing going, right? Breakfast quesadilla. This dope cooking show. We back. Cooking show. We over here at the skillet. We heating it up. We're gonna get our vegetables in there with our smoked sausage. But first, before we do that, we're gonna get our Jimmy Dean sausage in there. We're gonna do a little bit of that Jimmy Dean. Now let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I don't like eggs, right? So it's gonna be minimal eggs in this thing. I just wanna tell y'all. Which I feel is y'all don't be upset. Like it's supposed to be. I gotta eat it. After it's over with, right? I gotta eat it. So tell y'all how it tastes. But I don't like eggs. So and I've been trying. I've been trying to say I'm gonna eat some eggs. I'm trying to. It just ain't working for me. It's cool. I'm not even upset about it. I'm not gonna even tell you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not upset about it at all because There's enough of y'all out there eat eggs, and I make them enough for people. It's cool. I'm alright. I ain't upset at all. It's because it just ain't something I just want to eat. It's just not, guys. It's not. I don't know. Now, here's the crazy part about it. I'm from St. Louis. As many as you all know this, right? I will eat a St. Paul sandwich. I'll make myself a St. Paul, but for whatever reason, no, it just ain't eggy. I can see the egg, I can look at it, and see and tell, but there's so much other stuff in the St. Paul that I ain't even worried about. I ain't tripping. So, yeah, I just ain't doing it. I don't know. I've been trying though. I mean, that's what I do. Part of the majority of my job is working with people in breakfast. Uh, and yeah, it's there. It's always some eggs, fresh eggs, egg whites. I don't be eating none of this. Nope. I'll pull out a hamburger and make a hamburger before I eat an egg. Just is what it is. I'm that person at breakfast time looking for butter. I'm the dude at breakfast time looking for a burger. All right, so in the skillet we have our peppers, our onions, and our Jimmy Dean sausage, breakfast sauce, right? It's like around, we can go get a minute of that brown nut, a little bit, and brown. And so you can always make this a 3 sausage quesadilla if you want to 3 meat breakfast quesadilla, whatever meat you want to put in there. So we got, our Jimmy Dean sausage, and we got our smoked sausage that we're going to put in there. I'll put the rest of this in there because I'm saying, I'll put the rest of that in there. Right. And then you can put whatever you want to in this. I mean, you can put chicken and peppers in here, eggs, you can put nothing in here. You can just use this and make this, put some cheese on it and make that a quesadilla. You know what I mean? It really is all of what you want to, but I want to give you a breakfast version of it just so that, in case you got some tortillas laying around you want to use, you got some breakfast stuff, you might want to get rid of, such as what I'm doing right now. And this will make you a breakfast quesadilla. Oh, got that browned off. We're gonna add smoked sausage in here. A little bit of essence. Get it up like that. Bite into the way you and each one. I'm gonna give you a little bit of this flip action. Well, that 15-gallon chest is doing. There we go. Right. Boom. We're gonna let that cook while we get our eggs ready, right? So, y'all know me. I like to crack my eggs into a container. So, one, two, all right. We definitely want to get a little seasoning, all right? And so, for me, with the breakfast stuff, it's always so much salt involved. I don't even want to use too much. So we just use a little bit of seasoning there. You can put the pizzazz on it with your eggs if you want to. You can always add some cheese in there if you want to as well. That's done. We're gonna set that off to the side. Quesadilla, breakfast quesadilla right there. Now, you could come back and put all of that stuff in the skillet and cook it all together, right? You could do that. But I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna do it separately, right? Let's separate it all. And then we're gonna put it together in the quesadilla. And if y'all not getting Dawn Power Spray, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell you. I think you're gonna have to get with it at some point because this is really too revolutionary to not have fun. Dawn Platinum Plus Power Wash Dish Spray. Now I ain't getting no kickback from Dawn and nobody over there. None of it. I'm just telling y'all that this is a good product to have around the crib if you're gonna do something right. It gets stuff off the wall. It works. It really works. So if I was you, Dawn power spray in the rotation. I don't mean don't have no dishwashing liquid or none of that. Just use some of this Dawn power spray in the rotation. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Promise. I promise you. That's what you need. Especially when you like looking for like a wipe. Like we use a lot of wipes. Bleach wipes, right? We got bleach wipes. I'm talking about the Lord. And why do we have so many? Because every time we order something from Amazon, we get some bleach wipes. Why? Well, you never know how things don't pan out, right? You never know with this situation we got going on in our world today. If it's gonna pan out, then we might end up in another pandemic. Yes, because COVID is still around. People still getting COVID. My boss recently had COVID too, actually. He should have cleaned me. I ain't coming over to the main office today. No way, no how. All right. So we got our skillet heating up right here. Let me see it. We're gonna put out the patch in a minute. We'll see it, baby. If you don't know, I don't know. This pan been around for a while. Why? It's one on one. It's one on one. You can get it good hot and get what you need out of it. So we did 2 eggs here. 2 eggs. Little seasoning, some pepper. Just a little bit. Literally, right? You can add your cheese here if you want to. That's totally up to you. Or not. Okay. So we got our eggs done, right? Just a quick little scramble, soft scramble. That's all we're gonna do with that. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. So now we're gonna set that off to the side and we're gonna bring our bigger skillet back. We're gonna get to make this thing a party, right? So I like to use butter with mine, right? So we're gonna get us a little stick of butter out. Actually, nah, we're gonna use some of this squeezy butter. Squeeze out. Um, you don't have to get grand with it. You can. It's up to you. Uh, with the tortilla shells, I got some 10-inch guys. And these work just fine. They're gonna be just fine. I'm telling you. I use the Mission Salt Super. Not mine is a super soft, right? So this is what I use: the Mission Super Soft Flour Tortillas, right? Soft tacos. You can make. They say you make soft tacos out of that. Whatever. Um, the butter in the pan, right? Mm-hmm. Parquet. That's what I use. Just a little bit of that. Let that melt. Move around. See? And what we're gonna do is get a tortilla now. Now, usually, it don't take too long for your tortillas to get how you want them to get. I toast mine on both sides, okay? Why? Because I want it to be hot on both sides. But there's a trick to it, right? So I'm gonna heat it up. Once it start to bubble, I'm gonna flip it back over because that side gonna be toasted. Then we're gonna add our cheese. And this side, as you see right now in the camera, is toasting, right? The other side is hot enough to get our cheese. Now today we're using a triple cheddar cheese. Triple cheddar cheese. Great value. Great value. Ain't no wrong with the great value. Boom. So now, as that one is toasting, that side is toasting. We're gonna hit it with our cheese. Now you might want to use a fork, pop your bubble, right? Now hit it with our cheese. Boom, right there. Do a little or a lot, totally up to you. That's your part. Your time. Little or a lot. Now, I'm going to hit it with the egg, right? Because, well, one, I'm gonna get them out the way. Because I don't like them. But we're gonna do this anyway, right? We're gonna do this thing, right? Turn your heat down, your heat source down, right? Turn your heat source down, you can still move around in your pan right here. Turn your heat source down just a tad so you don't want to burn your tortilla faster than you get it filled or whatever you put in it, right? So then we got a little bit of egg, boom. Just a little bit. Because I don't like this. Then we're gonna hit it with our mix, right? Our meat mixture. So we got a 2 meat setup situation right here. two meats. I rather for mine to have a lot of meat than a lot of egg. So that's just me. At this point, you should be able to go ahead and close that, right? Now I got kitchen hands. I can stick my hand in the hot pan and ain't no issue. But for everybody else that cannot, you want to close it, smash it down like so, like this, right? You want to let it toast on one side and then you can flip it. Totally up to you. I mean, that's good right there. That's good. That's good right there. Because it's gonna continue to cook as it sits, right? Well, boom, we got one down. Let's go and do another. Might as well, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do one more. So let's knock out one more of these, and that's gonna be it, guys. We're gonna plate it up. And that's gonna be it for today on this Double Cookie Show. The last episode of the breakfast series, tortillas. We did flour tortillas, eggs, whatever mix you want to put in there. So we did the pork sausage, Jimmy Dean brand, peppers, onions, and we did the smoked sausage, smoked link sausage, skinless smoked sausage. We did that, right? Yeah. And triple cheese, little egg, you done, right? You gotta be too much when you get full. Have you something to run out the door with in the morning, you know? Triple cheddar cheese. Have you something to run out the door with in the morning. Quick bite. You can even wrap it and have it, continue the heat to melt that cheese on it. Yeah, what you talking about? So, like I say, turn down your heat. You don't burn your tortilla. Turn down the heat so you don't burn. I'm putting a lot of egg in this because this is gonna be that. A lot of egg, a lot of chicken. You can have this for her brunch lunch. Brunch lunch. Yeah. Cheese. One more cheese on that. Yep. But people like cheese. I'm smart about my cheese situation. I'd rather use my cheese coupons for a pizza. I really would. Have y'all had Mountain Lights pizza yet? If you have not had if you had Mountain Lights pizza, get in the comments, let me know how it is. And do I need to hurry up and go try it, or do it's hey guys, all right, look, check this out. Look what we got. Look what we got. Yeah, I just want y'all to see it. Get in there a little bit. Get in a little bit on it. There we go. Boom. Yes. Check it out. All right. Let's give it a taste. Now, you was with me. I was with you for the first time. This Double Cookie Show that Chef Jeff has eaten an egg. First time. First time you've seen Chef Jeff eat egg that was not a St. Paul sandwich. We're going to try it and see what we got. All right? Here we go. So, don't look at it. But eat it. Okay, so look, before I get it, egg, I overloaded it with meat. I don't really taste the egg. That's gonna be the trick. Eggs are an excellent source of protein, right? And sometimes you don't be getting all your protein, but you can add some eggs, coffee, cheese, and double up, your protein number. Increase your protein number, not double up. Increase your protein number. So, we did that. This Dope Cooking Show, breakfast quesadilla, to wrap up the breakfast series on this Dope Cooking Show. Now, I love y'all. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere, right? Because we gonna start doing some more stuff. It's been crazy. My schedule's been hectic, so it's been hard to, shoot. It's been hard to film. And that's just life. I know some other shows on the BS3 network seem like they're going to do the same thing. But as for me, I gotta take accountability for my own self. It's just been a struggle. Remember, it's just been rough. So I think that I found my little window. As long as it don't change from a work perspective, I'm good. And sometimes I just want to get up. Do none. Right? That's life. But anyway, Chef Jeff, this dope cooking show, breakfast quesadilla. We are out. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.